Tom, you guys won the game that mattered last year, right? The divisional playoff, and went on to win a Super Bowl against the Saints down there in New Orleans. But they, in the regular season, the last few years, you weren't here, but they've had your number and they beat you twice in the regular season. So what is it specifically about their defense that makes them a tough team to play?
Yeah, it's a great question. And they are very difficult, in terms of making big plays. They do a good job of kind of protecting the deep part of the field. I think they make it very difficult on you to continue to move the ball effectively and efficiently because, they have a lot of continuity. I think in their secondary, the linebackers are very athletic. They draft very athletic linebackers. They sign very athletic linebackers. They have a very big defensive line. And they have obviously really good coaches, really good coordinators. So everything is a challenge. They have a lot of veteran players. So, sometimes you feel like when you play less experienced guys, there's things you can get away with, but not these guys. You really have to be on everything. They have some very challenging packages on third downs, especially. So we just studied everything and try to be prepared for everything and understand there'll probably be a few new things, but we gotta just go play a really sound football game. And it's going to come down to, BA said earlier in the week, obviously we turned the ball over a lot the first couple games we played them, and we didn't score touchdowns in the red area. And then, in the playoff game, we did a better job in the red area. We got turnovers, but it's going to be a tough game. This is a good football team. They've been playing well for a long time. They're having a great season this year. They're a great season last year. They had a good season the year before. So, they're one of the best football teams in the NFL. So we're going to have to go out there and play really great top to bottom.
We'll go to Greg Oman.
Hey, Tom, I know it's only week 8, so you're not necessarily scoreboard watching or looking at the standings, but there's 5 NFC teams that are 5-1 or better, none on the AFC side. So it's just a different dynamic at the top of the standings. I just want to ask you how much that adds an urgency to winning every game and making sure you guys take care of business every week, even though you still got 10 games, 11 games left in the season.
Yeah, I think it's obviously they all count the same in the end, but they feel better, when you're winning and you're learning and it's hard when you put yourself behind the 8 ball and lose a bunch of games earlier in the year and you felt like you're always behind. You want to, give yourself the best opportunity, especially down the stretch, to put yourself in a great position. So, it's just winning games, stringing them together, playing well consistently. We've done a good job of that. And, we put ourselves in a decent position at 6-1. And after this game, we get, a bye week and a break. So, everything goes into it. We got to just go out there. We know it's going to be tough. We know it's going to be physical. It's going to be loud. They're going to do a great job in their communication. They have a very talented football team. So it's going to be a great football game against 2 very good teams that are hard-nosed, tough. Both teams are very well coached. Both teams have a lot of veterans. So this is going to be a great football game.
We'll go to Jenna Lane.
Hey, Tom, hope you're doing well. I know you're on to New Orleans, but a very special moment on Sunday for you and a fan, Noah Reeb, the little boy who's battled brain cancer. I'm just curious kind of how that moment transpired. If you could just take us through that and what that was like for you.
Yeah, I've and I said after the game too, we've all have different times and chances to, do different things and brass different things. And I had sent Noah a video. I didn't know he was actually at the game. Chris Godwin had come over and told me, hey, behind the bench, there's a little boy, look over. So I kind of caught a glimpse and then, just wanted to, just headed over there. And I saw his dad, and his dad said, this is Noah. You made a video for him earlier this year. So anyway, just good to see him and happy he's doing really well. That's the best part about it is he was at the game. His dad did something really cool, brought him there. And, it was a cool moment for the family, cool moment for me. And just really it puts everything in perspective, with our family and our health and the things that matter the most. So I'm glad we can entertain some people. And I'm glad we can lift some people's spirits from time to time. And
Yeah, and I'm sorry.
go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I'm sorry. I jumped the
No,
gun.
it's nice for us to all be able to do those different types of things. So
And obviously, you being a parent, I'm sure you could empathize with the fear and the, just the challenges that his dad had faced. What about his story resonated with you when you were making that video for him?
I mean, I think everything. I mean, absolutely everything. People are dealt different cards in life, and everyone's trying to do the best they can, and it's very challenging for a lot of families that are dealing certainly with kids who are going through very difficult situations like that, like Noah was. So, and over the years, I've got a chance to meet different children, and participated in different events, and Make-A-Wish. I've done a lot of Make-A-Wish events over the years, but things like that, I think that we all kind of look forward to give back to the things in our community and the people that are going through really tough times, and, as much as I think we give to them, in the end, they give back to us too. It's really inspirational to see what these kids go through. And you think, man, what we do in football is so easy compared to dealing with, situations like Noah's.
We'll go to Rob Maddie.
Tom, when you score 38 points and you're pissed that you didn't get 50, how did you develop that mindset, and how important is it to have other guys feel that same way?
Well, I think we want to play great every time we take the field. We want to play great every snap we take, every drive. I think we all get frustrated if we have 3 and outs, and it's an imperfect game, and we're trying to play it in a very perfect way. So it's just a very challenging game to get everything kind of exactly the way you want it. And I could probably count on one hand the number of games that out of the 300 plus I played, that went exactly the way that I hoped. So I always want them to go that way. Oftentimes they don't, but we're just going to keep fighting to make it as best we can.
We have time for a few more. Next, we'll go to Evan Winter.
Hey, Tom, hope you're doing well, man. Speaking of this Saints secondary, they have a lot of players that they utilize in a lot of different ways. To you, I know you don't mind giving away your enemy's game plan. To you, what do you see that they do specifically that makes them so effective?
Well, I think first of all, their physical attributes. They're all big. They're tough. They're very, physically, they're very stout. They play the run game well. It's a big D line. Like I said, very athletic linebackers that are physical. Demario Davis, one of the best linebackers in the NFL. And then secondary wise, a lot of guys can do different things. So they can blitz, they can cover. They got great cover players. Marcus Williams is a really good safety. So in the end, they're really deep in the secondary. They're good. They're really deep at linebacker, and they're really deep at the D line. So that makes for a good defense. And, again, their coach does a good job, putting those guys in positions to be successful, and they do a great job. They held, one of the best defenses in the league right now. They held Seattle to 10 points last game at home. That's tough to do. One of them was like an 85-yard touchdown. So they just don't give up a lot of points. They're very good in the red area. They have good third down package. So, I played them now 3 times in however many games. So I feel like I'm pretty familiar with them, but, ultimately we're going to have to go play great football to beat them.
Last question will come from Sarah Walsh.
Hey, Tom, I know you mentioned how good this defense is a couple of times, and Bruce said he thinks it's the best front that you guys will have faced so far this season. Your line has been very good this year, clearly, and you've been untouched a lot. Can you just talk about the challenge that they will have? I mean, you've had a pretty clean pocket a lot of times this year, but the challenge that they'll have with Cam Jordan and the great job that they have done so far this season?
Definitely. I think they have a lot of guys who can do different things. Certainly guys that can win with speed. Certainly a lot of guys who can win with power, guys that win with effort. And it's a collective group. That linebackers blitz a lot. The safeties can blitz. They try to corner blitz us on us last year. So they have a good scheme that always keeps you guessing. And, anytime you have a team like that, you just we got to make sure we're communicating about what we see and how we're going to deal with it. And I'm understanding they do a good job of what they do. So our line has done a great job all year. I mean, we'll obviously know the situations that they'll try to use some of their exotic stuffs in, but it's really one play at a time about execution, and us all being on the same page and seeing things the same way. That's the only way to deal with it.